Saudi Arabia has officially been named the host for the 2034 World Cup, but this announcement comes with a storm of controversy. FIFA's decision follows a predictable pattern, as Spain, Portugal, and Morocco will jointly host the 2030 tournament. While the excitement of hosting the World Cup is palpable, the implications for human rights in Saudi Arabia are alarming. Human Rights Watch has raised concerns about the unimaginable human cost tied to this event, highlighting issues like the treatment of migrant workers, freedom of speech, and minority rights. The scrutiny surrounding Saudi Arabia's bid is intense, and many are questioning the motives behind this high-profile event. Saudi Arabia's bid isn't just about soccer. It's part of a broader strategy to invest in sports as a means of diversifying its economy under the Saudi Vision 2030 initiative. This ambitious plan, led by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, aims to position Saudi Arabia as a global leader in various sectors, including sports. The country has already made headlines by acquiring Newcastle United and attracting soccer stars like Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar Jr. Hosting the World Cup is seen as the pinnacle of this ambition. Saudi Arabia has pledged to build or renovate 11 stadiums and create 185,000 new hotel rooms, showcasing its commitment to infrastructure development. However, this ambitious plan raises significant concerns about the treatment of the workers who will be tasked with these massive projects. A report titled, "Die First and I'll Pay You Later," from HRW emphasizes how migrant workers will bear the brunt of this construction boom. Many workers are still trapped in the kafala sponsorship system, which ties them to specific employers, making them vulnerable to exploitation. Reports of contract substitution, exorbitant fees, and forced labor are rampant, despite the Saudi government's claims of reforms. The kafala system has long been criticized for enabling abuse and exploitation, leaving workers with little recourse. FIFA's own assessment categorized the human rights risks associated with the Saudi bid as medium. This evaluation was based on information from a law firm in Riyadh, but critics argue that it lacks credibility since no independent human rights organizations were involved in the assessment process. This raises questions about the thoroughness and impartiality of the evaluation, especially given the serious allegations surrounding human rights abuses in the country. Lina Al-Hathlul, a prominent human rights advocate, has first-hand experience of the oppressive environment in Saudi Arabia. Her sister remains imprisoned for advocating women's rights, and Al-Hathlul describes the country as a pure police state under MBS. She highlights the alarming rise in executions and the brutal treatment of activists, making it clear that the human rights situation is dire. Al-Hathlul's testimony underscores the urgent need for accountability and reform in Saudi Arabia. FIFA has faced backlash for its decision, with calls from organizations like Amnesty International urging the governing body to halt the tournament until significant human rights reforms are made. Critics argue that FIFA has prioritized financial gain over ethical considerations, echoing sentiments from previous World Cups held in Russia and Qatar, both of which faced similar scrutiny. The pattern of awarding World Cups to countries with questionable human rights records raises serious ethical dilemmas for FIFA. The parallels with Qatar are striking. Just as Qatar positioned the World Cup as a catalyst for reform, Saudi Arabia is attempting to use the tournament to reshape its global image. However, human rights advocates fear that FIFA may have learned the wrong lessons from Qatar, believing it can withstand criticism while pursuing its financial goals. This approach could undermine the very principles FIFA claims to uphold. Steve Cockburn from Amnesty International emphasizes that FIFA must ensure that hosting the World Cup does not lead to adverse impacts on workers and activists. He insists that FIFA has a responsibility to uphold its own commitments to human rights, which it has failed to do in this case. The stakes are high, and the world is watching closely to see if FIFA will take meaningful action. Despite the challenges, Al-Hathlul remains hopeful for change. She believes that the next 10 years could be an opportunity for the Saudi people to push for positive reforms. However, she warns that silence in exchange for financial gain has been a common theme, and it's crucial for individuals to speak out against injustices. The potential for change exists, but it requires courage and a commitment to human rights. As the world gears up for the 2034 World Cup, the focus will not only be on the games, but also on the human rights implications of hosting such a monumental event in Saudi Arabia. The coming years will be critical in determining whether this tournament can serve as a genuine catalyst for change, or merely a facade for the kingdom's ongoing human rights abuses. The countdown to the 2034 World Cup has begun, but the real challenge lies in ensuring that it doesn't come at the cost of human dignity and rights. The world will be watching closely as the tournament approaches, hoping for a future where sports can unite rather than divide. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.